thanks for stopping by. This is Teresa from Sami Dolls. In this little video series, I want to show you all the basic sewing techniques you need to follow all of my patterns confidently and joyfully. I simply like creating things and sewing so much, and I hope to inspire you to get started with sewing or to get that sewing machine out back from the attic or out of the cupboard or wherever you're hiding it. All the videos in this little series are going to be linked down below in the video description, and now let's get started. In this video I want to show you how I'm cleaning my sewing machine. So I'm starting by unplugging all the cords here so I don't get any electrical shocks while I'm doing it, and then I'm taking off the thread and wind it up and put it all to the side somewhere so I don't lose it while I'm cleaning the machine. Next I'm taking out the bobbin, just lifting up the lid here and winding that up as well so I don't lose any of the thread, and I'm putting it all to the side here. And now I'm getting the needle out, so I'm using a 10-cent coin to loosen the screw so I can remove the needle, put it aside as well, and I'm taking off the sewing foot as well. Next I'm unscrewing the lid here, and it's best to use a coin as well. There are extra tools for this as well, but I don't have one of those, and this coin just works perfectly. And once it's loose enough I can just do the rest with my fingers, but that takes a little while. And now I can loosen it with my fingers, and then I can take it off. Okay, don't lose those screws. So now I just have to take off the lid by, it's a bit fiddly, but we can do it. Can't we do it? Yes we can. Oh god, look at that. How embarrassing. I really should have cleaned that sooner, but at least I can show you how to actually clean that sewing machine. Oh my goodness, look at that. I must have been sewing with a few really funny fabrics, and now I'm taking out the bobbin case and just cleaning that as well with a little brush that comes with every sewing machine. And on the other side as well. So yeah, it depends on the fabrics that you sew with, and if you put on a dust cover over the sewing machine or not. Oh my goodness, look at that. No wonder the sewing machine wasn't so happy the last few times I've been using it, because that just stops everything from working properly with that much dust in there. Oh my goodness. Well, I thought to remove the dust before I film this video to pretend that I'm really neat and clean and stuff, but I thought, nah, I gotta be honest with you guys, so I'm showing everything. So I also used just a paintbrush, one that I never used before, so there's no paint on it or anything, to get into those really deep places down there. And that's it. Now the company, once you get your brush and get out all the dust, the sewing machine company would tell you to just put the lid back on, put in the bobbin case and close it all up again. But I'm a little bit curious and I would love to remove all the casing and just have a look inside. But I think I'll just remove one more little cover, one more piece of the cover, so I can have a look inside the sewing machine a little bit, and I thought I'd show you as well. So I'm just getting a little bit more dust off here with a paintbrush. I don't think I had the dust cover on for the last few days. Sometimes I'm just a bit lazy to put it back on. It's not very good. Always put your dust cover on. So I'm just unscrewing this one screw here so I can take off the cover at the front of the sewing machine. Now I can take it off. Might have to move the sewing machine to do it. Yep, and it comes off easily. And that's what it looks like. So I can take my paintbrush here as well, get some of the dust off. Usually there isn't a lot of dust up there, it's mostly underneath the bobbin case. And now the company also will tell you to not oil the machine. Do not oil your sewing machine. But I learned that you always have to oil your sewing machine, especially at the little spots where it moves. And they also tell you, all the videos that I watched or all the information that I read tells you to not use one of these air dusters, because you might potentially blow more dust into the sewing machine than get out. But I've seen a professional do this, so I'm just following this advice, and mostly you can just blow the dust out of the sewing machine. And now I'm even putting in some oil, but please do not do the things that I'm doing in this video. Follow the instructions on your machine. I do not want to be responsible for your machine breaking down or anything like that. So what I'm doing here is I just put one tiny little drop of oil in all the intersections here where all the cranks and where it moves up and down. So I just put a little drop of oil on the hinges and the connections where two bolts or whatever these things are called meet, and then I move it up and down and up and down. The best thing would be to turn on the machine and just let it all work, so the oil can work itself in, so you don't get any oil on your work. And here you can see when I'm using the duster that actually the dust flies out, and I'm not blowing it inside the machine. But I would not recommend that you do this at home, because I wouldn't want you to blow your dust inside the machine even further. And it's funny, when I'm using this can, it gets colder and colder because it's some gas in there that gets cold when you use it for some reason. So you can see all that dust it's coming out right now. I'm not blowing it in even more. But as I said, it's not recommended to do this, and it's also not recommended to oil these modern machines, because they come with enough oil in there, and then it's recommended to bring it to a professional once a year to have it fully serviced, because I wouldn't want you to damage your machine when you try to do this. But I'm a little bit I always need to experiment and have a look myself, and I don't know, I might damage my machine. I really hope not. But this is what I'm doing. I'm just showing you what I'm doing. I'm not recommending you do the same. I'll keep repeating myself. So basically what you do is you just get the cover off on the bobbin and take a little paintbrush and brush out all the dust, and then put the cover back on. That's what these sewing machine companies recommend. Now I'm getting off the dust here as well, and then I can put it back on. And as you saw, I just put on like 3 or 4 drops of oil into the whole thing. I'm being really, really careful here. Now I'm putting the cover back on. And your sewing machine might be completely different. I don't know how it works with your sewing machine. So always have a look at your manual, or Google your particular model and how to clean and how to oil, and if to oil it, and where, at which points to oil it, if at all. Just screwing that back on now. And now I can put the bobbin case back in. Just have to make sure that it sits the right way so it can move properly, and I'm just moving my little wheel here so I can see that it sits well, and it does. So next I can put back on the lid. I don't know what I'm doing here with the camera, it's all a little bit wobbly. Maybe I'm trying to get it into the right position. Now I can put this back on, and it really needs to be flat and fully aligned here in its proper spot, otherwise you can't sew properly. So everything needs to be in the right place. and then I can put the screws back in. I'm starting off with my hands, and then I'm getting the coin again to tighten the screws. And let me know in the comments, how often do you clean your sewing machine? I hope you do it more regularly than I do. And what kind of sewing machine do you have? Do you recommend your sewing machine? Are you planning on upgrading your sewing machine? Do you oil your sewing machine? I'd love to hear from you. I always like reading your comments. Okay, let's get that screw tight. Now I can put the bobbin back in. And put on the little bobbin case lid as well. And that's it. Now I'm going to put in a new needle, because you need to switch out your needles as well regularly. And always make sure to put it has a round side and a flat side, so I'm putting the flat side to the back. It's going to slide in easily that way. So I'm putting it all the way up, and then I'm tightening the screw over there. I'm starting off with my hand as well, and then I finish off with a little coin. Just have to find the crease here. There we go. Last, I put on the sewing foot, and then the machine is ready to be threaded. Oh no, I nearly forgot. We still have to put in this last part, the little compartment here for all the accessories of the sewing machine. And there we go. In the next video we're going to have a look at threading the sewing machine. And here's my dust cover. I just have to show you my dust cover. So important to prevent everything from getting too dusty. And I think I'm going to show you how to make a dust cover in one of the upcoming videos, maybe next month, because it's such a fun project and it's really easy, and I think everyone needs a dust cover. I hope I see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video and it was useful to you. Please give it a like if you like, subscribe for more videos, leave a comment with feedback and video requests, and if you like, head on over to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. I'd love to connect with you over there. See you next time. Bye!